We out here. This is the second track I've been on today walking, and it is hot. I finally got back to the truck a while ago, and I walked probably 2 miles and maybe a little over 2 miles, and got back to the truck and had to cool off and just got to this tract of land. First place I was on was public land. This is another little piece of public right here, small tract, but I'm just easing along here and walking through and seeing what trees have still got acorns, because we've had some really bad storms over here in the past 2-3 weeks, and it's blew out some acorns here and there. And I hate to say this, but two of my primary persimmons, the storm, the wind blowed out every persimmon on them. I mean, they ain't a persimmon left on them. If there is, I can't find them, and they purple laying all over the ground now. So, but I'm kind of discouraged about them two trees, but we got plenty to choose from. So, but we're gonna ease through here and some things we're gonna talk about, and see what we can find, and maybe get some of these trees marked. And maybe if we can get some of these trees marked, I can come in and have some places to climb over some good acorns. I got my pack with me today, and I got my binoculars in there, and a lot of bug spray. Man, the mosquitoes on that last track that I was on for public land a while ago, man, they were atrocious. And I think we're gonna have, because we maintained a lot of water in the swamp this year, and on these, even my farmland that I hunt, the mosquitoes are bad. You get in any cool wet place and they are all over you. But yep, let's ease on through here and see what we can find as far as some feed trees. Look how pretty that is right there. One thing about me, I'm pretty good at finding beautiful places to take a break on some of these tracts of land I get to hunt. But yeah, there's something as I was walking that come to my mind I kind of wanted to talk to y'all about, and I think the biggest thing that qualifies to me a man that separates himself from just a traditional bow hunter to a great traditional bow hunter. It's not all the skills that he has and how much he can talk and how much he can rattle off stuff. And there's a lot of people that can talk 90 miles an hour about traditional archery and have a wealth of knowledge that I don't consider great traditional bow hunters at all. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: what I believe throughout my life has defined a great traditional bow hunter is none of those skills, but it's this one thing, and it's the character of that man. What really makes a man a really good or great traditional bow hunter is his character, and that character is expressed through his love first and foremost for Christ. If you meet those men that love Christ, you're going to see that carry over into so many other aspects of their life. And it makes them strong men. It gives them purpose. They're not, this belief one minute, that belief the other, on this side or that side. They kind of stand for what they believe, and they don't mind, and this is the biggest one, they don't mind doing the hard things in life. And that comes from walking with Christ and knowing that everything in this world is not always going to be good or great, and everything in this world is not about being 100% successful at what you're trying to accomplish, but putting the work in and never quitting and doing the hard things. And traditional archery, y'all, I know a lot of y'all might watch some of these videos and see us killing these hogs and deer and think, my goodness, I'm gonna put this compound down and I'm gonna shoot me some animals with a trad bow. And let me tell you something, your reality check is coming if you believe that this is easy. I spend a tremendous amount of time in the woods on properties that are not ideal properties. They don't have a, I don't get to hunt some amazing properties except for one property, believe it or not, and that's the main property I hunt is you know, some farmland, and it is very, very good. It's high pressured. The farmers pressure it, trying to keep deer off of it all year long. So the deer are very hard to get a shot at, but you get a lot of shot opportunity because of just the sheer number of deer on those properties. But getting back to kind of what makes a man great at traditional archery, I'm here to tell you it's their character. It's not all the skill sets that they have. Those skill sets come from walking with Christ and building a tremendous character. But in traditional archery, this stuff's hard. It's not easy. It's not the easy way to go. And the biggest thing about these men and their character is they don't mind failing. They don't mind coming home and not killing an animal. They don't mind not being successful, because their success meter, or their means by which they measure success, is a lot different than most of y'all guys out there. And the first thing you're gonna have to do to be great at traditional archery is you're gonna have to get rid of your ego. That was something that I had to do, and over time I got better at as I walked with Christ. And the main thing is, it's very difficult to get out of this egotistical way of thinking if you're absent of Christ, if you're not walking with the Lord every day. Success and killing an animal gets to be the number one thing in your priority in what you're doing, or money, or popularity, or any of those things. If those things are what motivates you, you will have no purpose when those things are taken away from you. And it can be taken away from you like that in a second. I've got a really good friend that I dearly love. I grew up around him. I'm not going to say his name because a lot of my friends know him, and I don't know that he would want me to say anything, but he was as good of a hunter as anybody I've ever met, and I think was or already was a great traditional bow hunter, and a great bow hunter on his own right when I was growing up. But he climbed a tree one day in a climbing stand, and that cable broke on it, and it flipped him upside down, and he wound up dropping out eventually on his head, and he's paralyzed now. And some of you guys will know who I'm talking about, some of you won't, but he's still a great man. I love him to death, and I pray for him all the time, and I still talk to him fairly regular. And he's one of those people that he's going to give you a hard time all the time, and that's just his personality. But these men that have good character are the men that rise above everybody else and become great traditional bow hunters, and great bow hunters in their own. But it all comes down to walking with Christ. And all these things that you think you have, all these, like when I was in compound, I'd meet these guys, and first I really liked them, and then they got into the industry and they started, making money and TV shows or hunting shows and all that, and then their character went to crap. They become all about themselves and all about being successful, and all about a dollar, all about making money. In traditional archery, you're at the bottom of the barrel if your ego and your passions for money and being successful is what drives you. And I'm just here to tell you, if Christ is not your center, your navigational light every day, then you've got a giant hole in your heart that's not filled. And the men that I know that are great traditional bow hunters is because they follow Christ, and their character has been built and shaped like clay in God's hands. And those men are successful in the woods because they're okay with the simple things in life. Traditional archery is just a stick and a string and maybe a wood arrow and maybe a half door or sharp broadhead, and getting out there, and if they don't kill something that day, their meter for success, or their measuring tape for success, does not always run to the end of a blood trail. Being able to climb that tree and realize, hey, I got another day that I can put my feet on the ground. I can walk today. I got a godly wife at home. I got healthy children at home. Those are the things that truly matter. And all this stuff don't matter. Success don't matter. Because success is here one day and gone the next. It's kind of like this creek. When it rains, it'll come up, and when it gets dry, things get hard, it'll dry up and be nothing. And so I just wanted to explain that. Y'all watch a lot of us on here and see us being successful, and I'm here to tell you, I'm on try to video a lot of or all my hunts this year, and you're gonna see me at some point struggle or miss animals. And I'm getting these emails and things to where people think that I don't miss. And I hate to break y'all's heart, but there ain't a man on that makes these videos that don't miss a lot. And I'm telling you, we miss a lot. Targets are one thing. A live animal, when you go from the ground shooting targets and then you get up in a tree and you have an animal that's walking around, moving and throwing his head up trying to catch you move, and man, all that practice goes out the window. You better have an animal close, and you better have an ideal situation and circumstance to be able to get an arrow in him, because this is tough. This is not compound bow hunting, I can tell you. To be really successful at this on a consistent level, to kill animals, first and foremost, you got to lose your ego, and you got to build good character. And good character only comes from following Christ. And but that's really all I had to say. I wanted to sit here and take a break, and walking through here. This is the second public land I walked through today, and I ain't seeing a whole lot. Of deer tracks, but this particular WMA I'm on today is it's pretty close to some agriculture, and I drove by those fields the other day, and that's where all the deer's at, because there was about 20 deer in them fields out there. So you don't realize that deer will travel a long ways to get to agriculture when the peanuts are being planted and things like that. And there's no real food here other than browse, out here in these swamps and creeks and drains. The primary food source right now for deer is out here in these fields, and they're using them. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you, y'all just remember, the men that you'll see in traditional archery that are great at what they do, they have great character. And they've learned to have great character and lose their ego by following and humbling themselves first and foremost, and following after Christ. And if you think you're good at what you're doing in archery or compound archery, I don't care what it is you're doing, you don't have nothing if you don't have Christ. And because at any moment, what you think you have can be snatched away in a second. And I think about my brother that I told you about, just seeing is paralyzed. He sits there and watches us hunt, and I think about him. Every time I'm walking around these woods, I think about him and his family, and how God's even blessed him through that hardship. And he still has an upbeat personality and jokes and cuts the fool, and he's still the same old guy. And a lot of that he's not able to do as much as what he could, but he still and this is what I'm going to tell you, this man still shot, I think, a deer in the 130s out of an electric wheelchair not long ago, right here in Georgia. Most of y'all can't kill a 130 class deer with a high-powered rifle in the state of Georgia in with two good legs. So, it's about the character of these men that I call great men, and great men of not only traditional archery and bow hunting, but just great men, because They've learned to honor and follow God. And but my prayer for y'all is that y'all learn to do the same thing and follow Christ, talk to him, call out to him, and he'll save you. And every day, no matter what you walk through, he'll always be there, like when Jesus washed the feet of the disciples. He'll always be there to clean you off every day. Doesn't matter what situation, how bad you've been or how bad you've messed up. He's always going to be there to clean your feet, brush you off, clean you up, stand you back up, and say, go again. And that's a great and mighty God. I got a big, good feed tree right here that's got acorns on it. I don't know how much they'll use it, but if there's any indication right here around the bottom of it that they like this particular tree, if they use it this year, look right here. Look what a bed. I mean, look what a bed. As big as that is, that's probably a buck. I have no other indication, but this is a old thicket right here, sitting right on the edge of this slough, and it's shielded off. You can see I had to tear my way in here to get to this tree, and there's a bed right up under it right here. I mean, a big bed. A little bit of a tip for you if you come across in South Georgia and come across a fat lighter stump like these right here. Take and break them off like that. See that right there? That ain't nothing but some serious fire starter. You can smell it. But old fat lighter. When I was growing up, we'd go out in the woods and find them fat lighter stumps like that and bust them up and split them. That's how we started a fire in the fireplace all the time. Man, that thing is just a bleeding. Turning into Robert Carter, bleeding, always getting scratched up, skin up and bleeding all over the wood. But we found a tree that we could climb, or actually throw my rope over, and it's right there. You don't see that tree right there. I'm gonna get in it, and the wind will be in my face. And anything that walks through here on this trail, anything coming up and down this creek, anywhere, has got to walk right up under me, and I'll be right on the back side of that tree right there. Y'all know how I told you that wind and these storms we've had has blowed a lot of stuff out. Look right here all over the ground. Just blowing them out. They're not even close to being ready. I mean, the whole ground is covered with them. And it's just these storms we've had. It's blew a lot of the kind of your fruit trees, anything like that. It's blown out pretty bad. So we may have to focus primarily on this track and a couple others around this storm area. Past 3 storms we've had have been rough wind, really bad wind. All right, y'all. I have treed me a raccoon. Y'all look right there in the fork of that tree. You can see that coon sitting there. He's got his back to us. He's trying not to look me in the eyes. If y'all see him sitting right there in that fork of that tree. I mean, a big one too. All right, y'all. I'm in here, and I thought I spotted this tree the last time I walked in from up here, and I wasn't sure it was what I was thinking, but it is. And I hate to say this, but this is a giant tree, and it is it's blowed out too. They're all just blowed out on the ground. They're all over the ground. Green ones done turned purple. And I am upset about it because it was loaded. I didn't know it had persimmons on it the other day, but I do now. or it did have persimmons on it the other day. But that storm, these back-to-back storms have fixed that problem for us. Let's see where they just blowed out. I'm talking about these hundreds of them all on the ground right here, and they all right now. And I've looked hard as I can to see if I can see any green ones still up there, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see none left. And it's blowed out just like the ones at the house are there on the farm. So it looks like we're gonna have to hunt acorns pretty hard this year. And the thing about it, the acorns really ain't ready. They really ain't hitting acorns hard yet until a little bit later in the year. So early bow season will be a challenge with no persimmons. And you know, by the time bow season comes in, the farmers be gathering the crops. So we just have to see what we can do. See what we can make happen. But a beautiful place back in here. Just kind of disappointed the only good feed tree that I found is blowed out from this weather, this wind. We just had some horrible wind this year that's going to kind of take out the persimmons, or did take out all the persimmons. Every one I've found is empty. They're everyone on the ground. And they may be enough up there in some of these trees that it might draw a few deer, and they might can still hunt it. We just have to see. We'll walk in here when time's right and see if any is dropping. If there's any dropping, we'll climb it and hunt it. See what happens. That's all you can do. But I wanted to come in here and check on that, and we finna head to the house. But I hope y'all kind of enjoyed this, and I'll give y'all a little update for any of you guys that's up here, you know, kind of middle Georgia. These storms have put a whooping on me on far as fruit trees, muscadines, anything like that's blowed out. So it's gonna be either kind of late October acorn hunting or corn piles. So whatever we have to do to kind of figure things out. Man, that's a pretty tree right there. But we're gonna stay after them anyway. There's some more. Ooh. All the muscadines, bullaces, all that's on the ground everywhere. Green from all that wind. And we're gonna head back out of here. We're gonna wind this one up for today. I thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all get after it and stay in the woods and find you some places to hunt and have good luck. And whatever your circumstance, whatever situation you find yourself in, trust in the Lord, and He'll never leave you nor forsake you. God bless y'all.